Sports. Welcome to a Monday, the 9th day of February for 2026. Mike Will, Tyson and Veronica, ready to get your day started with all of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. A ton to talk about for a Monday, as you might expect. And be talking about the Super Bowl last night, won by Seattle, as they beat New England 29-13 to win their second Super Bowl in the franchise's history. Plenty to discuss this morning about the game and everything else that surrounded the festivities yesterday. The Nebraska men's basketball team beat Rutgers 80-68 on Saturday on the road. The Huskers improving to 21-2 on the season. The Nebraska women's basketball team, they lost to Maryland 78-60 on Saturday at PBA. Huskers are now 16-8 on the season. They'll get ready to play at Minnesota on Thursday. The Nebraska softball team was in action over the weekend. They picked up a big win over number one ranked Texas on Saturday. The Nebraska baseball team will begin their season this weekend down in Arizona. Hastings College basketball teams were in action over the weekend as they played host to Waldorf at Lynn Farrell Arena. Tell you how they did. The baseball team, they finished off a few days and a few games down in Louisiana over the weekend. The Nebraska Kearney men's and women's basketball teams, they were in Oklahoma on Saturday. We'll tell you the results of their ball games with Northeastern States. And we had some high school basketball in the city on Saturday. So all that and more is coming up here this morning as we get started on the day after, so to speak. Day after the Super Bowl, as we welcome in Tyson and Veronica from the Western Studios. We made it through the ball game, and here we are up and at 'em early to discuss what happened yesterday.
Not really, not stoked about it. My entire, honestly, I think a run for president is going to be in my future because I have some very simple things that I would implement immediately to make this country a better place. And I feel like Super Bowl Saturday, we need to get off the Super Bowl Sunday train. I don't care about tradition anymore. Like, there's no reason for this to be in existence. It should. You don't like
the Super Bowl Sunday?
I hate it.
Well, we played all the games all year long on a Sunday. Why not play the championship game on a Sunday?
It's dumb. It's dumb and it's pointless. And Saturday evening Super Bowl when people don't have to work and can take the entire Sunday and kind of like relax per se after the Super Bowl. It's just pointless, and it makes Super Bowl parties not fun. It's like having St. Patrick's Day on a Monday, which is the case last year. There's nothing great about it. You have to go to work the next day. You can't call in sick. You can't take off.
A lot of people are taking off today. The bookkeeper
must be nice.
Bookkeeper's not working today.
Are you shitting me?
No, the bookkeeper's not working today. Go to work. Tim Jones is not working today. Paul Trombley's in for him this morning. Tim Jones ain't working.
Add it to the calendar.
Yeah, a lot of people have the day off today. Most of us are up and at 'em and ready to get to work, I suppose.
Ready to grind.
So, anyway, thoughts on the Super Bowl. We did have the Blazing Five that we partaked in last Friday. Let's start there, shall we?
Go ahead. Roll it out.
We'll start there. Let's roll out the Blazing Five from Friday. The IT guy, he went 2-3 on his selections. You were 2-3, and I was 4-1. So if you followed my picks, you are in the money this morning. There's the picks. I'll put them up on the screen. The people are following us with the video screen. As far as I was concerned, obviously I lost New England, but I got the unders. First quarter under 8.5 points. That was true. Longest field goal under 49.5. Drake May under 37.5 yards rushing. He actually ran for 37 yards. I had 37.5 yards, so I won that by a half a point. There's your picks up as well. You missed on the Patriots. You were overs. Sam Darnold carries over 2.5. He had
two.
He had 2.
Got screwed on the half point. That's a developing theme this weekend, so we'll stick around for the screwed on the half point conversation.
Yeah. Seattle first half spread you hit on.
Woohoo.
And you hit Mac Hollins receiving yards over. So you were 2 and 3.
By a pretty healthy margin, too.
Yeah. And then the IT guy, he hit on the Seahawks. And he hit the coin toss. I was with him yesterday for the coin toss. He was pretty happy.
Oh, God.
to get his day started with the coin toss.
And then you can see how it developed from there.
Yeah, you can see how it developed. He lost the overs. He lost. Ironically, and I had to double-check this this morning, there was not a fourth down conversion yesterday. And there was not even a fourth down try yesterday. Not only a conversion, there was not a fourth down try yesterday. So he missed on that.
What are the oddities on that?
Yeah, at minus 400 odds.
Like who cashed in at plus 400?
Somebody did.
Damn.
Somebody did there. And then there was never a tie after 0-0.
Nope.
So there you go. There's our Blazing Five for the week.
Year.
That pretty well wraps up the Blazing Five for the year.
That's it.
The final standings, I see you at 66 and 54. IT guy will finish second at 66 and 60 and 59 and 1 was his overall record. Mm-hmm. And I'll have to look myself in the mirror during the off season. I'll finish in third place at 55 and 65, but I finished strong. I got something to build on for my off season. I finished 4-1 and had a pretty good last couple of weeks in the Blazing Five, but my overall record 55 and 65. That's how crappy I was early in the season.
You got overwhelmed with all of the amount of games that you could pick from.
Yeah,
it was like a kid in a candy store, a gambler with a big sheet of games to bet. It's typically not going to be a good outcome.
And when I got down to just a handful of games, I was pretty good. I really concentrated and finished strong at the tail end of the season. So
you know what you're doing.
I thought I did.
You'll be all right. You'll be on track.
Congratulations on your win. Sam Darnold yesterday.
Yeah.
19 of 38, 202 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions.
It's not really the offensive focus, really, right?
Yeah, Kenneth Walker. He rushed the ball 27 times, 135 yards. He was the MVP.
Run the damn ball.
And they did. They did.
Took lessons.
Ran the damn ball against New England.
Took lessons
Drake May, he was 27 out of 43, 295 yards. He had 2 touchdowns, but he also had 2 interceptions.
Uh-huh.
And he was sacked 6 times by the Seattle defense. New England had 3 turnovers in the game. Seattle had none.
You start there, right?
Yep, you start right there.
Seattle defense. Defense wins championships. We hear it all the time. Seattle won the game because of their defense. That was circa Baltimore when they beat New York in 2000. That was as good as Tampa was against Oakland. I think a couple of years later, I want to say 03, 04, somewhere around there. And Tampa just Rondé Davis the hell out of the Oakland Raiders in the Super Bowl.
Last year,
there's been some good.
Philadelphia and the Chiefs last year. Philadelphia manhandled the Chiefs up front last year. Remember that? Sacked Patrick Mahomes like a jillion times. So, yeah, defense does win championships. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
What are you doing? You just kind of
I'm waiting for the next point. You said defense wins champ. That was the point I was going to wrap up with, and then you made it for me.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the our news and notes from the game last night. Do we want to dive into the halftime stuff?
No, I'd prefer not.
Did
you want to? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot to discuss. I was watching it. I was watching the game at a sports bar, so
sure.
I really didn't focus on the halftime show. It was up there, and they put the other one up there as well, the alternative halftime. So, and I didn't really hear anybody talking about either one. So, if you have some thoughts,
if you want thoughts, you can go read social media and get educated on what your friends think. I'm not going to use the platform to try to culture and be politically correct.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yep.
We knew what it was going to be, and we knew the people that were going to come out and trash the halftime show before it started were going to do that. I love the overall message. The message of the halftime show was greater than the performance, in my opinion, in that, yes, this nation is a nation of nations that come together. That's the whole point. And so anything beyond that is unfortunately a sign of the times and a growing angst between both sides here. And that's led by one culprit, but we're not going to get into it. I thought the commercials all did a good job of trying to unite in a time of a lot of division, and so I was impressed with some of the advertisers that were there. And again, anything beyond that is me getting political, and I don't think that that's the intention of this program.
All right, so the Super Bowl. If you got thoughts, you can call us if you'd like. 402-834-1330. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. It's always open for you. You've always got a VIP pass to this show. You can call us at 402-834-1330. You can leave us a message on our social media sites. We're monitoring those as well. So New England wins the Super Bowl 29-13. Season is over now for football, and now we start concentrating on basketball. Clint Kubiak has confirmed that he's going to take over the Las Vegas Raiders. Of course, he was the Seahawks offensive coordinator. He said on the NFL Network following the Super Bowl last night that, yes, indeed, he is leaving Seattle to take over the Las Vegas Raiders. The son of Denver Broncos head coach Gary Kubiak, going to be the Raiders' fifth full-time head coach since 2021. He takes over a Las Vegas team that finished 3-14 last season. So Kubiak riding off after leading his offense to a championship in the Super Bowl. His next stop will be in Vegas to take over the Raiders. A lot of work.
Coach, you just won a Super Bowl. What are you going to do next? Going to Vegas, baby.
Go to Vegas and take over a team that sucked last year. 3-14. So, anyway, that's confirmed there. Clint Kubiak will take over at Vegas. Lindsey Vonn, we discussed her antics last week. Tearing her ACL and messing up her knee, and she was going to attempt to compete in the Olympics. Well, evidently she went down I guess it was a training or a practice session, skied well, and then got into the downhill on Sunday and crashed like 13 seconds into her downhill run, crashed and broke her leg.
Horrible.
So her career is probably over anyway.
You hate how the story ended, right? Like, you wanted to see that fifth Olympic appearance. Athletes are 4 max for an Olympian. You get maybe 4 chances at it, and that's a push. And if you can make a 4th Olympics and then win a medal, you're in the greatest of all time category, and that's where Lindsey Vonn was. And the idea of making a 5th was so far fetched, anyways, that when she qualified, it was such a remarkable story. And then obviously we know how kind of this unfolds. 4 days before the Olympic competition, she tears the ACL, and she said, I don't know if we got the greatest doctor's advices after 4 days after surgery. She got the green light. She was going to do it regardless, and I think the doctors even knew that there was no way they were going to take her away from the slopes, and so it was kind of, if it goes, it goes. But I'm going to compete one more time for my country, and I'm proud of her. Obviously, I think she represents USA well, and on the global stage. And yeah, it's heartbreaking the way it goes out. You wanted that story to end in Hollywood, right? You wanted her to be able to finish and get something that you could rally behind and feel good about. And just not the way it holds up. Sometimes our bodies go when they go, and just an incredible career, obviously. But yeah, sad to see that end the way it did this weekend.
Yeah, she's 41 years old, so obviously another Olympics is probably not in her future. And it ends tragically as she breaks her leg trying to do her thing in the Olympic downhill over the weekend. So Lindsey Vonn, that's the story on Lindsey Vonn from over the weekend. Interesting things going on in basketball. Mm-hmm. The ACC has fined North Carolina $50,000. The result of the university violating the league's event security policy at the end of a chaotic win over rival Duke in Chapel Hill. The 14th-ranked Tar Heels stunned the 4th-ranked Blue Devils 71-68 on confirm. Seth Trimble's three-pointer with 0.4 of a second remaining. A shot that originally appeared to come as time expired, so the fans rushed the court in chaotic celebration. Mm-hmm. But officials reviewed the play and determined there was time left on the clock, 0.4 of a second. So the fans had to be cleared off of the floor for Duke to get one final play before they stormed the court again when the clock officially hit zero. So not only did they storm the court once, they stormed the court twice. They were fined $50,000 for doing it.
I didn't know the ACC had the court storming policy. That's great. No, that was a game Duke had that one and should have had it in the bag. I don't know how. I'm still stunned by it. I was actually watching it from an establishment when North Carolina just had this remarkable run and then hit the three. And I think it's the most entertaining basketball game I've seen this season was Duke, North Carolina. That lived up to the billing over the weekend. And yeah, the court storming and then pulling everybody back. You weren't stopping that North Carolina crowd. Like there's not a secure enough message that you could send. Like, don't storm the court. We get fined. They don't care. They don't care.
The Big 12 has fined Oklahoma State $50,000 over an anti-Mormon chant directed at BYU during their men's basketball game in Stillwater. After the game, it was a 99-92 upset win for the Cowboys over the number 16 Cougars. The BYU coach, Kevin Young, shared his disappointment over hearing some chants from the Oklahoma State faithful, some of them saying, F the Mormons, from the student section.
Oh.
The Big 12 investigated the inappropriate chants and issued the second known fine over the past year toward a conference school for such remarks. They were saying F the Mormons.
So I say F Texas all the time. Like, could I get...
You probably could get fined, too.
I could get fined. I say F Texas all the time. But that doesn't take a whole lot of creativity to come up with that one.
Yeah, Big 12 says you can't say F the Mormons.
You can't say F anything, apparently, in the Big 12.
$50,000. Fine Oklahoma State, $50,000 for that.
Speaking of the Big 12...
I'm not done yet. But go ahead.
I'm going to slide in. I'm going to slide in with some of the comments.
Okay.
To add them into the conversation, and the Big 12 seemed like a good segue to do that.
Okay.
Ryan Martin's got us pinpointed in, locked in tonight on the big game, Kansas, Arizona from Allen Fieldhouse. I think that's an 8:00 tip. So tell me how the second half goes.
That's got to be on TV, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's on TV.
It's on TV. That's going to be a good game tonight. Number 1 ranked Arizona against Kansas.
Late night basketball. ESPN, 8 p.m.
ESPN tonight.
Arizona just a 2.5-point favorite.
Wow. Is this the night that Arizona could go down?
Kansas is going to have to play a lot better than they did this weekend. I saw them. It did not look clean.
The Chief is chiming in on the Duke loss.
Duke shit it down their leg.
That's what
that's
what Chief says. Duke just kind of shit it down their leg. It's a good way to put it, Chief. New York City University stands alone atop the Division III women's basketball record books. They've won 82 games in a row now.
Holy cow.
Yeah, the Violets beat Carnegie Mellon. Yeah, they beat them Sunday, 69-58. To break a tie with rival Washington University of St. Louis, which had won 81 games in a row from 1998 to 2001. New York City University now has won 82 games in a row. Of course, UConn holds the overall NCAA record for consecutive wins at 111 games in a row. And the Huskies also have the second longest streak of 90 games in a row. So New York City still has some ways to go if they want to get in the overall NCAA record books. But they sit alone atop the Division III women's basketball standings now with 82 consecutive wins, following their impressive win yesterday over Carnegie Mellon, 69-58.
Speaking of impressive wins,
yeah.
Did you happen to see the some scores from across the Great Plains Athletic Conference this weekend as they opened up baseball?
I knew you were going to get to that.
I have to, right?
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
So Calvary Academy, apparently, according to Tim Stroman, who I put this out on Facebook because this was so wild, and it has baseball people like, bro. Calvary Academy is like a second-year college.
Yeah.
Just launched up this baseball program, brand new program. It's tough. And you're welcoming in a really damn good team in the NAIA ranks in Morningside. 45-2.
This is baseball.
In baseball. And the game got called early. It got called in the 5th inning, not due to like a mercy rule or a scoreboard rule. They had a facilities issue, which I could only imagine was they didn't have enough light bulbs on the scoreboard.
I was going to say, did they blow up the scoreboard or what? 43-2?
43-2. Yeah, 43-2. I knew there was a 5 in there somewhere. 43-2.
Wow.
I mean, at what point do you reconsider some of the competition you're scheduling?
Yeah.
Russ
did they
turn on the sprinklers.
Was this any tournament, or did they actually Morningside scheduled this team?
It was a weekend.
Yeah, it was a weekend.
I don't know how they work.
Wow. So Morningside beats Calvary, if you said it
Calvary,
was? 43-2.
43-2.
God, look forward to playing them this year.
I'm with Russ, so it would have turned on the sprinklers.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, we inadvertently left the sprinklers on the operational mode. Turn on all the sprinklers. Fled the infield. Yep, we got a facility issue. Virginia Commonwealth has fired their head coach for women's basketball, Beth O'Boyle. She was in her 12th season. The Rams are 8-15 this year, 4-7 in the Atlantic 10 Conference. O'Boyle was hired in 2014. She's the winningest coach in school history, going 191 and 168. She was given the axe today, early this morning. Led the school to Atlantic 10 title in 2019. Conference tournament title that year, and an NCAA tournament bid in 2021. But she's 8-15 this year, 4-7 in the conference. They went 7-22 in 2022, 2023. Then they won 26 games the next season, the nation's biggest turnaround. But they stink again this year, 8-15. So the head coach at Virginia Commonwealth, Beth O'Boyle, was given the axe today by the school. Latest news there. God, that's our news and notes. We got a lot of basketball stuff in there today.
That's it. We jammed in a bunch of stuff in 26 minutes.
We got some comments coming up here from Fred Hoiberg, Amy Williams, concerning their outings over the weekend. Again, if you'd like to discuss something with us today, give us a call on the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line, 402-834-1330, 402-834-1330. If you'd like to chime in with us on the social media sites, we're monitoring those comments as well. So, yeah, big basketball game tonight. Arizona and Kansas Jayhawks from Allen Fieldhouse. We all take all of our leftover party snacks from yesterday and he'll head over to Ryan Martin's house tonight. He'll probably have the game on.
There you go. Yeah, 8 o'clock tip-off, though. Like, this is a bed by halftime for me.
Hopefully the game is well in hand by then. One way or the other, huh? What do you mean beddy time by halftime?
I mean, like, I'm kind of
you can't make it to 10 o'clock?
I'm saying I get tired easily in commercials, and then I get distracted, and I move on to something else, and then I completely forget, and then I zone off and pass out, and then I wake up, it's 2:30 in the morning on the couch.
And you got to check your phone right quick?
Got to just glance over?
I've done that before.
Oh, do we win? Nope.
I stay up. I think I'm watching the game.
Yeah.
And I wake up, and something else is playing on my TV set.
It's always just, it's that, I'm going to rest my eyes on this commercial break. I'm just going to rest my eyes for a little bit.
Yeah, good night.
3 o'clock. What?
You got to get up and, let's see. Who won that game?
What game was I watching?
Yeah, what game was I watching? And who won that game?
Who won? Okay, back to bed.
All right, 7:28, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
City of Hastings is alerting residents to be on the lookout for a phishing email posing as city employees. The emails come from an email address not affiliated with the City of Hastings, but is made to look as if it's an official City of Hastings email. The malicious emails come from the following email address, cityofhastings.org@usa.com, which is kind of confusing. The email and domain are not affiliated with the City of Hastings and are posing as real city employees. Report the email as phishing and delete from your inbox. The actual City of Hastings email domain is just cityofhastings.org. Meanwhile, Nebraska casinos and major sports betting operators have launched a statewide petition to put digital mobile sports betting before voters after the legislature failed to approve it last year, and with the short 60-day session this year, doesn't look likely to come up. Currently, sports wagers in Nebraska must be placed in person at casinos, but Nebraskans are already crossing borders and using VPNs to bet online, costing the state potential revenue. Supporters say legal mobile betting could bring in millions in tax revenue for more property tax relief. Last year alone, Nebraskans wagered $261 million at casinos. Campaigners will need signatures from at least 10% of registered voters to qualify for the November ballot. It is 7:30. We'll head over back to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's the haps in sports?
Well, the Nebraska men's basketball team beat Rutgers 80-68 on Saturday. Reich Mast led the way with 26 points and 8 rebounds. Bryce Sanford chipped in with 15 points. Sam Hoiberg had 13. Jamarcus Lawrence had 12. Nebraska is now 21-2 on the season. They'll play host to Purdue on Tuesday. Tip-off will be at 6 on FS1. The Nebraska women's basketball team lost to Maryland 78-60 on Saturday at PBA. The Terrapins held the Huskers to just 39% shooting in the game. Nebraska also committed a season-high 22 turnovers and got out-rebounded 39-26. Logan Nicely hit 6 3-pointers and finished with 22 points. Nebraska is now 16-8 in the season, 5-8 in the conference. They'll play at Minnesota on Thursday. Tip-off will be at 7 on BTN. The Nebraska softball team went 3-2 at that Texas San Antonio Invitational over the weekend, including a win over top-ranked Texas on Saturday. Huskers will play in the Clearwater Invitational this week, beginning on Thursday. The Nebraska baseball team will open their season this weekend. They'll play down at the MLB Desert Invitational in Arizona. Their first game will be on Friday against UConn. Huskers will also play other games against Northeastern, Grand Canyon, and Stanford. Hastings College men's basketball team beat Waldorf 87-69 on Saturday at Lynn Farrell Arena. Maverick Binder had 25 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for the Broncos. Hastings is now 7-18 on the season. They've won 2 games in a row, though. They're sitting at 6-11 in the conference. They'll play at Morningside on Saturday. Hastings College women, they beat Waldorf 100-49. Bailey Kissinger had 15 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals for the Broncos. Hastings is now 18-7. They're 14-5 in the conference. Also play at Morningside on Saturday. Hastings College baseball team, they went 2-2 in their season opening invitational down in Louisiana. The Broncos will play at McPherson coming up on Wednesday. Hastings College softball team, they're 1-1 on the year. They'll play their next games this weekend. They'll play Saturday at Bethel, and they'll play on Sunday at McPherson. The Nebraska Kearney men's basketball team beat Northeastern State 89-82 on Saturday. Lopers are now 11-14. They are 4-10 in the MIAA. The women got by Northeastern State 58-57. Lopers are now 12-13. They're 5-9 in the conference. Both teams will play host to Newman University on Thursday. High school basketball from Saturday. Hastings High girls, they lost to Elkhorn 53-26. The Tigers are now 2-16. The Hastings High boys, they lost to Elkhorn 60-48. The Tigers are now 1-16. Both teams will play at McCook on Tuesday. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:33 on Extreme Sports.
Here's a look at your weather forecast, powered by weatherology.com. 75 today, under partly cloudy skies, southwesterly winds, 8 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies again tonight, lows level off around 33. High temperatures reach up to 51 tomorrow. Low 50s Wednesday and Thursday, with a chance for scattered showers Thursday. And that's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Schrabley. Currently, it's 36 degrees.
Hi guys, this is Justin Consworth with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. Just wanted to talk to you about how we do things. I talk to farmers every day. A lot of guys just want a simple, honest way to sell equipment. That's why I work with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. We know the equipment, we know the buyers. We run real auctions with no buyer's fees, which brings in more bidders and stronger results. From one machine to the full lineup, we handle marketing, the details, the sales start to finish. We're just real people with real auctions, real results. If you're thinking about auctioning equipment, reach out and give me a call at 308-991-5429.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at The key to a thriving community is a good foundation. And for over 75 years, Hastings Federal Credit Union has been building and supporting Hastings and the surrounding areas, providing the support for new cars to keep you on the road, new homes to give you a place to land, or help with whatever life throws your way. With easy access via online banking or our mobile app, it's never been easier to have your financial dreams at your fingertips. Come see us at Hastings Federal Credit Union to start your banking journey today.
NASCAR fans, it's time to put your race knowledge to the test. Welcome to the Extreme Sports Fantasy NASCAR League. Pick your drivers, score points every week, and climb the leaderboard as the season heats up. Create your own league to battle your friends or join the official Extreme Sports League and compete with fans everywhere. Want into the Extreme Sports League? Email info@x-streamsports.com. Ready to race? Sign up today at x-streamsports.com/fantasy.
All right, Mike Willenstein, Center Bronick with you. It's Huddle Up on a Monday, the 9th day of February.
Did you have the North Dakota State news last week in the Mountain West?
What's the latest news on the Mountain West?
That North Dakota State has, it's been rumored for a while, but it's official now. They are officially joining the Mountain West as a football-only member. The Bison will pay nearly $12 million to join the league, in addition to the $5 million for the NCAA transition fee, for a grand total of $17 million. North Dakota State, Mountain West.
Interesting.
There you go.
Interesting news there from North Dakota State.
Pete Thamel from ESPN reporting.
Basketball this week. Adams Central playing at Minden tomorrow night. We'll have it for you here on Extreme Sports. 6 o'clock for the girls' game. 7:30 for the boys. On the air with the pregame. 5:45 tomorrow here on Extreme Sports. Thursday we're going to be in Grand Island for St. Cecilia and Central Catholic. Saturday we'll be in Sioux City for Hastings College and Morningside. So that's the broadcast plans as we have them right now. Basketball over the weekend. Nebraska women, they lost to Maryland 78-60 on Saturday. Told you about that a few minutes ago. Terps holding the Huskers, 39% shooting of the game. Nebraska committing a season-high 22 turnovers. They got out-rebounded 39-26. Obviously, head coach Amy Williams was not happy with her team following the loss on Saturday.
We just got ran over. It just does not feel good. Such a disappointing performance here today at home on our home court to not be more competitive. And I thought there were a lot of things that went into it, but mostly we got annihilated on the boards. We did not take care of things in transition defense and had far too many turnovers. So pretty much every key that we had for the game, take care of the ball, rebound, and locate in transition defense, those things did not go in our favor. I thought Maryland deserves a lot of credit. They came on this road trip on a mission. They had a great performance at Michigan State and came out here and just kicked our tails on our home court. And it's really disappointing, and we've got to get some things figured out.
Maryland played a physical ball game against Nebraska on Saturday. That did not sit well with the Huskers either.
They were physical, really kind of on both ends, and I thought they played with great pace, the pace that we would like to play. You know, made basket, missed basket. They were getting the ball out and up quickly and really pushing tempo. But defensively, I thought they were okay with taking a couple fouls. You know, trying to hold you off screens and get physical because there's for every time that they got called for a foul on that, there's 3 times where they're just being able to be physical and ride you off screens and get away with it. And so I think they're very, very physical team, and they use that to really just kind of overpower us today, and that's not what we want to be about.
Nebraska also had troubles with the Maryland pressure, especially early in that basketball game.
Maryland has really changed up their defenses a lot, and in their last ball game, they started the game in a 2-2-1 press back into a zone defense, and up to that point, they'd started some games in a 1-2-2 three-quarter court soft defense, and a few times they've showed full court man-to-man defense in certain periods of the game after a made free throw, but we hadn't really seen them go full court man-to-man right away to start the game on every made basket, and I think what happened is they went to that, they had some success, they stayed with that. It's not like we didn't practice or work on, how we wanted to break the press against their man-to-man defense or their 1-2-2 or their 2-2-1. We worked on all of those things in practice, but, what they were going to throw at us, we were not really sure. But once they did, I thought we should have settled in faster than we did.
So Nebraska women losing on Saturday to Maryland, 78-60. Nebraska is now 16-8 on the season. They're 5-8 in the conference. They'll play at Minnesota on Thursday. Tip-off that game will be at 7 on BTN. The Nebraska men's basketball team picked up their 6th conference win of the season on the road. They beat Rutgers down in New Jersey on Saturday, 80-68. Husker head coach Fred Hoiberg obviously happy with a win.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job early in the game. Listen, there's always a lot of energy in this building. I've got so much respect for Coach Peichel and the way that he runs his program. Coming off a West Coast swing, a late game, getting back, flying overnight, essentially taking a red eye, it was important for us to try to go out there and get off to a good start. And, they matched, I think it was all the way. It was about a 2-point game, I think, with about 10 minutes left. And then I thought we did a really good job of finally getting some stops. I thought Cale did a really good job with his hands, getting deflections, getting us out in transition, getting us to stretch that lead a little bit. Sam, certainly played a part in that as well. It was great to see Rink get it going. Love to see him hitting that 3, and then he didn't force it. After that, I thought he did a really good job of taking his time after rushing a couple in the paint. But, it's a great win for us. Anytime you can go on the road in this league and get a win, especially losing one at home against Illinois in the last one, and, getting this road win to get us back even in our last 2, in the plus-minus game. So, again, this Rutgers team, those freshmen, they're going to be really, really good players in this league. And, the team that we face in this building, we have not played well here. We played stretches of good basketball, but we certainly reminded our team. We had a double-digit lead last time we were in this building, and they completely kicked our ass from a physicality standpoint the entire second half. So I thought we did a good job. I thought we traded baskets there for a little bit and, accepted it a little bit too much. Would have liked to stretch that thing up when we got it to 19. But listen, any road win's a good one for us. Now we got to get over it quickly and get back to work and get ready for Purdue on Tuesday.
Fred Hoiberg says his team responded well after the Huskers have dropped their last 2 games.
Listen, those 2 losses, not like we played terrible. We had a really good, 39 minutes, I thought, against Michigan, and just couldn't quite finish it off shorthanded. And then, you bounce back and play arguably the hottest team in the country in Illinois, had a great finish, had all the momentum going into halftime, and unfortunately gave it back to them. But that's what Illinois has been doing to teams. So, yes, we had a 2-game losing streak, but 2 teams that are ranked in the top 5 and had leads in both those second halves. There were some learning lessons. There were a lot of things that we needed to get better at, and we addressed those in practice. And I thought we did a good job overall, mostly on the physicality, rebounding, finishing possessions. That's where we really needed to improve. And when we did get the rebound, when we did force them to miss, which in the second half wasn't a lot, we did a solid job of finishing off the possession.
Reich Mast again led the Huskers on Saturday as he scored 26 points and grabbed 8 rebounds.
In the last 2 games, he didn't play the Michigan game, and then he was obviously not himself in the Illinois game, being in the ER throwing up all night. So, for him to bounce back, our offense always runs better when Rink's got the ball in his hands. It starts with Jamarcus with his pace. I thought he was really good in that area again tonight. But when Rink's got the ball in his hands, generally good things happen. Our guys, I thought our cutting and movement was really good. And when you have 19 assists and only 6 turnovers, that pretty much shows that you're playing the right way. But yeah, Rink, it's great to see him get it going. And I thought his pace was great. I didn't think he got sped up. A few possessions early in the game, inbounds play, but then he scored on the next 2. And we got Price a good look on a 3 coming out where Rink set a great screen. So, yeah, just great to have Rink back to who he is. And, what did he have, 26? But I just thought he played the right way. He didn't force the issue at all.
Now, Rutgers, they didn't have a turnover in the first 8 minutes of the game on Saturday. But after that, Nebraska forced 15 turnovers, and that was key, according to the coach.
I thought our activity really did increase as the half went on, and believe me, we talked about that at every media timeout, that we did not have a deflection in the first 4. And then, like I said, I thought Kale went in there and got 2 or 3 right away, and that kind of got us going a little bit. That got us out a couple in transition. We're pretty good when we can get 3-point opportunities coming down the floor after turnovers. Live ball turnovers are important for our offense. And, again, I give Kale a lot of credit for really jump starting that for our team.
All right, that is Fred Hoiberg following the Huskers' victory over Rutgers on Saturday. Nebraska now sitting at 21-2 on the season. They will play host to Purdue coming up on Tuesday. Tip-off there will be at 6 o'clock on FS1. So that's the latest on the Huskers. The Nebraska men winning over Rutgers on Saturday. The Nebraska women losing to Maryland on Saturday. Both teams will be in action again this week. So
remember my conversation earlier about the overall theme of the weekend was losing on the half point.
Yeah, Nebraska.
Look at the Nebraska score. Look at the spread. Spread 12. Was 12.5.
Yeah, the spread was 12.5. Did you see how they didn't cover the spread?
Just a comedy of errors. Just they got too cute. They gave the ball up. They were it was a clown show in the last minute and a half.
Well, they had a 20-point lead.
I know.
They had a 20-point lead, and people that bet Nebraska
were cashing in.
I
was running up to the counter. I was like, da-da-da. Got my first win of the weekend, ran up to the counter, then watched them just poop it down their leg. I'm like, I'll just go ahead and tear this slip up, and I'll go home.
Right at the tail end, I think they hit a couple of free throws there at the end.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it was. Anyway, Rutgers covered the spread by a half a point against Nebraska.
Yeah, they did.
That was nice. Probably pissed off a lot of Nebraska people that probably bet the Huskers.
Well, I told you, basketball's hard to bet. And look back at Duke, North Carolina. You look at that game, and Duke with way too comfortable of a lead going into the second half, and it's like at the point where I was just about ready to zone out on the basketball game. Like, it was going to be on in the background regardless, but I wasn't going to be paying attention to it because Duke won the game, right? Well, North Carolina storms back, and then just a comedy of errors, some bricks, and some defensive rebounds, and North Carolina cashing in on some threes, and next thing you know, they're spotting up in the corner with 0.4 ticks to go, and then the fans are rushing the court. And basketball is hard to bet. You have those wild runs at the end where you're in a comfortable spot, and next thing you know, football's it's more of a slow, painful death to the bettor. Basketball can happen like whiplash, and you're like, what the hell?
with a 3-point line, teams can come back.
Yeah.
You get a team down by 20 points. That's not a big deal anymore. It sounds huge. You're up 68-48.
Mm-hmm.
But a team can go on a run with a 3-point line out there. You bang home a couple of 3-pointers, and the other team has a couple of turnovers, empty possessions with no scoring. A team can go on a 18-0 run in a flash.
The 20-point lead is no longer as safe as it once was.
No. You turn the ball over a couple of times, get careless with the ball offensively. Like we said, a couple of trips down the floor, you hit a 3-pointer, and bam, you're back into the ball game. So
nuts.
Nebraska didn't cover the spread by a half a point. Probably got your weekend started great.
It did. It started off great.
And it didn't pick up as we got into the Super Bowl. Yeah, with your Blazing 5 going 2-3 on the Super Bowl. You didn't win any money there.
I had a few more bets that were placed. It was a break-even scenario, so
I went 4-1 with my Blazing 5. Also picked up a couple of wins. The people have put out those boards that have all these numbers on them.
You're talking about the squares?
Yeah, the squares.
With the numbers and the...
I cashed in a couple of square wins.
Did you?
So
I had... I had been offered a spot on some square boards, and
you didn't get involved with those.
Here's the thing: I have so much activity already happening on the Super Bowl.
We would have told you if you won or not.
To add a square to the mix, and just additional things to keep track of. No, that would have been overstimulating.
Yeah, you passed on our board.
I did. It's not very often that I pass on a gambling opportunity.
No, we had a couple of spots open, and I said, hey, I bet Tyson will buy one. You stood us up.
Too much activity.
You stood us up. That's all right. We sold them, and I cashed in.
There you go.
I had a pretty good Sunday. I didn't win everything, but I think I came out ahead.
You came out ahead? Well, there's a couple square victories. That'll do the trick.
Yeah, I really like that.
Those are fun. What are we doing? I need my NASCAR rules and regs. It's race week.
Oh, that's right. Daytona's this week. Yeah, that's your debut performance in our fantasy racing league. You got to get your drivers in.
By?
Well, let's see. They race Sunday. Qualifying is probably Saturday. So you probably just make it a point to get them in this week. You don't have to take it to the deadline. Nothing is going to change. It's not like football where you got to worry about injuries and stuff. Nothing is going to change. The drivers that are going to race in the Daytona 500, you know who they are. So you might as well just pick them while you're thinking about it early in the week.
Correct me if I'm wrong. There's no strategy in terms of qualifying at a super speedway. Because you can get pulled from 24th to the lead of the pack in the span of a turn, right? These super speedways.
There's drafting involved during the race. During the race, so usually that's the toughest part because there's always a crash.
There's no qualifying, obviously.
Well, there's qualifying, but
no qualifying this week. Shane says drivers need to be set an hour before the race. The commission has spoken.
No qualifying this week?
No qualifying this week.
Let's see, how do they set the lineup? I forgot. How do they set the lineup for the Daytona 500?
It was like the Gatorade 125.
Oh, yeah, they run those. Yeah, they run those qualifying races. So there's no qualifying per se.
Did I just out NASCAR the NASCAR guru?
Well, I couldn't remember how they did it. So, yeah, you got to have your drivers in an hour before the race.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
So there you go. Your debut performance. Kind of anxious to see how you do. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's 7:54 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Nebraska casinos and major sports betting operators have launched a statewide petition drive to put digital mobile sports betting before voters after the legislature failed to approve it last year, and chances look bleak for it to come up in this year's session. Currently, sports wagers in Nebraska must be placed in person at casinos, but Nebraskans are already crossing borders or using VPNs to bet online, costing the state potential revenue. Supporters say that legal mobile sports betting could continue to bring in millions in tax revenue for property tax relief. Hell, last year alone, Nebraskans wagered $261 million at casinos. Campaigners will need signatures from at least 10% of registered voters to qualify for the November ballot. You go ahead and bring that petition drive right over to the West Side Studios. The city of Hastings is issuing a warning to the public about a phishing email scam posing as city employees. The emails come from an email address not affiliated with the city of Hastings, but is made to look like an official city of Hastings email. The malicious emails come from the following email address, cityofhastings.org@usa.com. The email and domain are not affiliated with the city and are posing as real city employees. Report the email as phishing and delete from your email inbox. The City of Hastings' actual email domain is just simply @cityofhastings.org. It is now 7:56, 4 minutes until 8 o'clock. We'll head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, we told you the Nebraska men's basketball team beat Rutgers on Saturday, 80-68. Reich Mass, big night, 26 points, 8 rebounds. Huskers now 21-2 on the season. They'll play host to Purdue on Tuesday. Tough one. 6 o'clock starting time on FS1. The Nebraska women, they lost to Maryland 78-60. Logan Nicely, 6 3-pointers, finished with 22 points for Nebraska, but it wasn't enough. Huskers now 16-8 on the season, 5-8 in the conference. They'll play at Minnesota on Thursday. Tip-off will be at 7 on BTN. Hastings College basketball team, winners over Waldorf. Men picking up an 87-69 win. The women won 100-49. Hastings won't play the midweek game this week. Their next action will be on Saturday at Morningside. UNK basketball teams, they beat Northeastern State on Saturday. The men won 89-82. The women won 58-57. UNK will host Newman University coming up on Thursday. Hastings High basketball teams, they lost to Elkhorn on Saturday. The girls lost 53-26. The boys lost 60-48. Hastings High will play at McCook on Tuesday. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:57 on Extreme Sports.
Here's a look at your weather forecast, powered by weatherology.com. Highs around 75 today. Under partly cloudy skies, winds out of the southwest, 8 to 15 miles per hour. Lows around 33 tonight, partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, 51. Low 50s, Wednesday and Thursday, with a chance for scattered showers Thursday. And that's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Frobley. Currently, it's 36 degrees.
Hey, this is Mick from Miletovista Winery in St. Paul. Just a reminder, winter hours will be Saturdays, 11:30 to 9, January through February. That's just one day a week. But come in for lunch. Homemade soup specials on Saturdays. Stick around for the evening meals that start at 5. And while you're at it, stock up on your favorite wines. Workhorse, Elephant Ear, Steuben Tiger, and more are available at Miletovista and wherever great Nebraska wines are sold. Miletovista Winery, good wine, good food, no snow boots required, but we won't judge.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, see the professionals at North Shore Real Estate of Hastings. Real estate is one of the largest and most exciting investments you can make, and the folks at North Shore Real Estate are here to make sure the process is a fun and rewarding one. They serve Hastings, Harvard, Blue Hill, Kennesaw, and several other communities within a 35-mile radius of Hastings. They'll give you the guidance and support you need throughout the entire buying or selling experience. Give them a call at 402-461-6930 or stop in at 100 North Shore Drive in Hastings. North Shore Real Estate. Excellent agents, outstanding results.
NASCAR fans, it's time to put your race knowledge to the test. Welcome to the Extreme Sports Fantasy NASCAR League. Pick your drivers, score points every week, and climb the leaderboard as the season heats up. Create your own league to battle your friends or join the official Extreme Sports League and compete with fans everywhere. Want into the Extreme Sports League? Email info@x-streamsports.com. Ready to race? Sign up today at x-streamsports.com/fantasy.
All right, Mike Wiltine, Center Bronick, huddle up on Extreme Sports with us Monday. We'll have basketball tomorrow night. High school stuff. Adams Central playing at Minden. 6 o'clock for the girls' game, 7:30 for the boys. On the air with the pregame, 5:45 here on Extreme Sports. Hastings College not playing the midweek game this week, so the Broncos won't play on Wednesday. Their next action will be on Saturday in Sioux City against the Morningside Mustangs. So we got through the day after, so to speak. Again, the Super Bowl last night, won by Seattle. They beat New England. Final score of 29-13. I found my Patriots sweatshirt, by the way, in the closet.
Didn't need it. Didn't need a sweatshirt yesterday.
I wore it, though.
Good Lord.
It's going to be 75 today. Did you
75?
Hear Paul Trombley, 75 today.
Look at your 10-day forecast. We don't dip below 50 for the next 10 days.
Amazing.
And we book into the 10-day forecast with another 70-degree day forecasted for next Wednesday. But, yeah, 75, 50, 50, 55, 55, 55, 54, 59, 57, 71.
We're going to pay for this.
When? Hell, we get through a 10-day forecast here on February 19th. We're running out of winter, big man.
Yeah, like Tim told us when we had him on.
I don't think he's right.
We might have to get him on again.
We need to see if that needle has moved.
Yeah, maybe I'll put that on the agenda this week. We'll get Tim on again.
What's happening and where's the? I don't even want to bring it up. I don't want to bring it up. You did. You brought it up.
I brought.
Now we're going to pay for it.
Yeah, I saw some pictures,
dude,
from the lake.
Right.
It's not going well, like down at Harlan County Reservoir,
because
they were low on water anyway, and they're not getting a whole lot of water down there right now.
No,
so the lake is kind of drying up.
There's no snow melt.
Instead of maybe worrying about the boat this year, I'm gonna get our sand volleyball equipment out, because that's all that's going to be down there is a bunch of sand. Kids are going to love it. Kids are going to love it. They're going to have a hell of a sandbar to play on.
So you go to the lake even if there's no water?
I don't know.
Would you still venture?
We're kind of discussing that. Are we going to go to the lake this summer without any water?
Seems like going to a bar without a beer, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's been brought up already. That's been brought up. Anyway, if you'd like to listen to the show again, our thoughts on the Super Bowl, we discussed that in the first half hour of the show, heard from Amy Williams and Fred Hoiberg in the second half of the show. You can download the podcast, listen to the show at your convenience today. Always enjoy you doing that. Better yet, makes plans to be here again tomorrow morning at 7 for a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. That'll do it. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8. Extreme Sports.